Constantly shifting through the time-space continuum, Metron's three disciples observe the universe from the Mobius Couch.
Forgive me. It sounds cocky. He hypnotized me and opened my eyes. Redwood tree, it ain't hard to see. His love was the key that opened my Mobius couch. A time-space interdimensional vehicle from which your three hosts talk about PHP web development, WordPress,
Yeah.
Laravel. We hit it all. Today, of course, we're going to talk about type hinting in PHP 8, a new release as about 5 years ago, but it's web mature now, so we're going to hit it. Joe, Pat,
Yeah.
what's up? How are we coding? What's going
Well, I
on
really
today?
wanted to talk about this in great detail, actually.
Yeah.
I have a lot of thoughts.
But
where to start?
PA. Oh, wait a minute.
What's that?
Patrick, there's something's wrong with the dials here on the couch because it is an interdimensional vehicle, and it seems like wait a minute, boop, 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 boop,
Beep, boop, beep,
boop,
boop.
boop, 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 boop. The Mobius Couch, the podcast where
Oh.
we talk about comic books, comics.
Oh,
comics,
that's right.
Comics.
Comic books.
Comics.
Comics,
We talk
comics,
about
comics,
comic
comics.
books. What's up, guys? Ladies and
Hey.
gentlemen, you are in for a treat tonight because we are talking about Absolute Batman.
Oh my god.
Absolute Batman.
It's so good.
The Batman title of the Absolute Universe.
That's the wrong one. That's the wrong one.
A darker, more absolute universe for the
Absolute.
Batman.
It is a darker, more absolute universe.
It is. It's so much more absolute than mainstream.
Insane.
But that's what we're talking about. I'm going to stop talking because all I want to say, and audience, people at home, people on YouTube, I just want to say I did not want to do this. And I'm going to say this outright. I did
How?
not want to do this. I did not want to talk about this comic. I did not want to read this comic.
Say, I
But
just
here
want
we
to
are.
say it again.
I just want to say.
What were we gonna say?
Well, that time I stopped because you told me to just say. But
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it was. Yeah,
Okay.
That's what
I
you
just want
should
to
do.
put
You
that.
should take
I
a
just
beat.
want to put that
Take a
out
beat.
there. I just want to put that out there that I didn't want to do this, and I'm going to be miserable.
Yeah, we did force you to do this. I'm not gonna lie.
And that's all.
I don't-
That's all I'm going to say.
I wouldn't say Patrick's on board with doing it per se, but
I think
we
my
wanted to
OCD
do it
wouldn't
in
allow
sense
it.
of completionist.
Yes.
We did do
Yeah.
Superman and Wonder Woman, and therefore the
Yeah, we
Trinity of
gotta
the
do Batman.
Absolute would be.
You
Batman.
can't not do Batman
Okay.
after we do Superman and Wonder Woman.
Before we hit Batman, of course, our year 3 hosts on the Mobius Couch are me, Alessandro, and joining me are, of course, Joe.
Hello.
Hey, Joe. And Patrick.
Hey guys.
Hey, Pat.
How's
Hey,
it
Pat.
going?
Oh, hey guys.
It's not going great. It's not going great on the couch,
Yeah.
nor in the world, because in
On
the
the world,
couch
no.
we're going to talk about some straight trash,
Whoa.
some
Yikes.
full-on
Yikes.
trash tonight.
This the Absolute Batman reignited the DC universe. Everyone
It was
alive.
the spark.
Everyone's
it was
alive.
The spark that lit a fire.
Yeah, and it's just everyone fucking loves it. So you're a crazy
Is it everyone? Is it everyone, or
It's
just
most
like
people.
male
A lot of
incels
people.
on Reddit?
Yeah, and I don't know.
It's
A lot of
most
people like it.
Are we sure
I don't
people
know.
doesn't just refer to 18 to 25-year-old men without
person.
girlfriends?
We don't know.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
if you look at it the same way as like how we felt when the Ultimates came out, I don't know. It's kind of like the same vibe.
This
a little
is bit. The Ultimates. This is
I-
Frank Miller on HGH. This is the worst that comics could offer a reader. Okay, but before we get into that, I just want to set the stage. Let's set the stage. So, Absolute
Yeah.
Batman is written by Scott Snyder, and the art is Nick Dragotta, who did East of West, I think, before this, and some other DC properties. But so, as we mentioned, if you haven't heard the other Absolute Universe comics we've done, the Absolute Universe is a parallel universe that is ruled by Darkseid, created it, and is the linchpin of the universe. So it's a darker, chaotic Omega universe compared to the Prime universe that we're used to. So that's the setup. Now, Scott Snyder is actually kind of he spearheaded the whole all-in absolute movement. Like, he's not only writing Absolute Batman, he's basically the editor-in-chief of the all-in absolute world. So this is very much in his image. But so, right, we're going to do Absolute Batman 1 through 6, The Zoo, which is the first story arc of Absolute Batman.
Yeah.
Let's just go to overall takes. Like, I'll just do mine real quick. I hated this. It was just I hated this. I'll keep it really short. You know that scene in Batman v Superman where Batman is fighting those people in the warehouse?
Yeah.
And there's one part where a guy takes a gun and shoots him 8 times in the back of the head, but he has a plate that like bounces it off, and then he just turns around and like breaks the dude in half.
Yeah.
If that scene were a 6-issue comic book, it would be this book.
Yeah.
Like, if that 3 seconds of Zack Snyder film were just an entire comic arc, it would be this. And I don't want that. And so that's all I'll say.
He doesn't shoot him 8 times, by the way. He shoots him like 3 times. Maybe twice.
Okay. I don't care. I really don't care how many times. But I just mean this is the story arc equivalent of those 3 seconds. And I don't want it. I don't want it in my life or in the world, but we have it. So that's my overall take of Absolute Batman.
Okay. My overall take, I think I'm in the middle here. I think Wonder Woman was better. I think this is better than Superman. I really liked the art. I like supersized Batman. I kind of enjoyed how brutal he was, just because they do a good job of making the party animals so hateable. Like, you really want the party animals to like get the shit kicked out of them.
Yeah.
I loved his character design. I loved the cape wrapping around like as a scarf and wrapping around his arms, and how he could use that to like use his whips. It was very like anime, like Eraserhead from My Hero Academia.
I did like his whip. I did like his, and they could be wings, bridges, claws. I did kind of like the technology of his little back claws. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Al, you're not allowed to interrupt. You're not allowed to interrupt and say you liked something.
True. It's true. It is fully trash, and I hate all of it. But that was kind of a cool thing.
It was cool. Yeah. The spikes that come out of his back is very like Jiraiya from Naruto. I did not like that. Like, all of his friends. I thought it would have been cute if it was like Selena and maybe like Croc were his 2 friends or something.
Like some of them. Yeah.
The fact that it's like the Penguin and Two-Faced and the Riddler and Catwoman and Croc, like the fact that they're all friends was a little over the top. We'll see where they take that, I guess. I enjoyed the fact that he had his mom. The mom was giving very strong like Lois Lane vibes. I thought she was a good character. The stuff with his dad. Martha, yeah. Martha. The stuff.
How do you know that name? How do you know that name?
Yeah. Go on, buddy. Sorry.
His background was good. What happens at the zoo, what happens with his dad, I thought was great. I thought that was good writing. I did like that he's not a billionaire that's fighting billionaires. Yet at the same time, I think Al's made this point in the text thread, like, where's he getting the money?
Yeah, he's not a billionaire, and yet he has infinite resources as if he was a billionaire. So
there were things.
I think he's stealing a lot of shit. Like, that's not
the point of, if you're reinventing the character, don't just give him infinite billionaire resources as if he was Bruce Wayne, a rich. It's just we can get into it more, but I didn't.
Calm down.
We can get more to that. I will not calm. I can't be calm talking about this.
So it is ridiculous, the axe, emblem and all that stuff, but it's kind of
I actually liked the axe. Well, that was another thing I kind of like. It's cool that he can take the plate off.
No more. You're not allowed. No more.
Okay. So the other cool thing about the axe is,
damn it, Al, shut the fuck.
When he takes it off,
shut the fuck up.
It's kind of cool that it's this bare chest, and I mean, it's kind of neat. I know it's dumb, but it's kind of neat.
His character design, his costume's cool as fuck. It's the best part of the entire comic. But I thought that, I said last episode with Absolute Superman that like they didn't really do a good job of capturing the essence of Superman, and I thought that they did capture kind of the essence of Batman, a more brutal version of him, but still, super smart, very much looking out for the people. Master combatant, 2 steps ahead of most people, and all that good stuff. So yeah, I enjoyed it. I didn't love it, but I did enjoy it. I see why it appeals to especially a younger audience for sure, compared to the ultra, hard stance main Batman in the main universe. How he's not, he's got several moral lines he won't cross. Where this Batman, you're kind of like, I don't know, he might leave that guy paralyzed just because he's pissed. I don't know what he's gonna do.
Okay. I like that, Patty. I like that. I'm not on Al's page at all. I mean, Patty, you said you were in the middle. I don't know if I'm much more on a more positive note than you, but I'm probably a little bit more positive than you. So like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I wanted to not like this immediately. Like when I saw these character designs, I was just like, ugh, what are they doing? Kind of thing. Like, what is this? And then like, way before it came out. So, you see these images online, you're just like, this absolute Batman. I was like, oh my God, this is going to be hot trash. And that's what Al thought. But then I read it, and I was like, okay, all right, yeah, okay. And as it went along, I was like, okay, never mind. I think I really like this. It's not that it's great in any way. It's just like a complete reimagining. But yeah, like Patty was saying, I think I got a sense of like they boiled it down to who he is as a character. And yes, they did strip away all his money, but then he had right. But that again, there's a little more brutalness to it, and which I enjoy. What do I like about it? All right, so there's things that, like Patty, you were saying, like you don't like that all of his villains are his friends, but I think they gave him all his villains as his friends to like take them off the table in terms of like, if we make them all his friends, you won't be waiting for issue 7 where Two-Face shows up or this character shows up, or
except
like you just move them off the board
literally. Like that literally happens. Like in the next arc,
not as villains.
In the next arc, they all become his rogues gallery. Bane mutates them all into the villains we know.
Shh.
Oh,
we're not talking about that right now.
I mean, but I just mean it completely becomes what you already know it is. Nothing's different. They're not like his helpers for the rest. I mean,
that's silly.
It is silly. It's completely.
Well, that's why it's coming to an end. Maybe I don't. So here's the thing. I found it fun and entertaining, and I don't know what maybe it's this initial story arc, because like I agree with Al, like as the story progressed, I started to like love it a little less. But this initial first 6 issues, I really enjoyed, as opposed to like 7, 8, 9, and and on. Like and again, I just like Superman, I'm not current with it, so Al, you clearly are, I guess. But like.
Yeah,
I'm not far past the introduction of Bane, so I think that was issue 9 or 10, and I think that's where I stopped. So, like, if it's on 12, I'm maybe on 9. I don't know.
I think it's on 4.
Is it on 14?
No, maybe it is 12. I think it's 14.
I don't think it's on 14 yet. I haven't missed that much. At any rate,
I believe it's 14.
Oh, maybe it is. I haven't been to the comic shop in a while. Anyway, my point is, like, I really like this first 6-issue story arc, and the one, and I kind of agree with Patrick on most of his points, but the one thing I would add is I really liked him and Alfred. Like, I liked Absolute Alfred a lot for some reason, and then as them being kind of more equals, sort of in a weird way, that he's still a covert operative. Like Alfred in this universe is still like doing shit for the government and there's like literally a point where he was like, hey, shut the fuck up and just stitch me up so I can get back in there. And he's like, absolutely not. Get the fuck out of here. And then Alfred leaves. And I was like, but by the end of the 6 issues, it literally ends with, Alfred goes like, fine, kid, I'm going to stick around. And if I'm sticking around, you are too, and he pulls him out of the water kind of thing. And like, but I kind of liked, in the terms of the 6-issue story arc, I really liked Alfred and Bruce's interactions, as few and far between as they were maybe, but then at the same time, Alfred's kind of like watching Bruce the entire time, whether he's like really interacting with him or not. But I really enjoyed him like looking on from afar, going like, "Who is this guy? Like, how do like should I help him? I should, you know, like kind of thing." And that I liked that a lot. I liked Black Mask.
Yeah.
As a villain, it was a very interesting take on like what
I didn't
money
understand
means in this world, and like
why did he have tentacle hair?
Yeah, I didn't
well,
get that part either.
that wasn't Black Mask, but
Who are those people?
Well, his
I
whole
don't know.
family had like
I don't know.
tentacle
I don't
heads.
know what I don't know what the tentacle
understand.
head people are. We get into that.
Yeah, we can.
But,
Like,
yeah,
where-
again,
why do they have
the
tentacle
art-
hair?
One of the best issues is issue 4, and the regular artist doesn't draw it. So I was just like, okay, well, all right, this is what absolute Batman looks like drawn by somebody else. Anybody watching on YouTube right now, in the upper left corner is Frank Quitely's version of absolute Batman.
Well, but
I'm
anything
like,
he
fuck
does,
yes,
amazing. Yeah, anything
but
he does
but
is
he's
amazing.
bigger and huge, and like, but it's Frank Quitely, and it looks like that. I was like, that is awesome. Like it, like so, you know, maybe it's the art that I don't love. I don't dislike it, but if somebody else had drawn it, I might have been like way more in than I am. But yeah, overall I really liked. There's a lot of aspects of this I like, and I guess we can get into it. There's parts I didn't. I'm on Al's side a lot of the way, but not to the sense of like this is absolute trash and I don't want to read it. I enjoyed the father and the mother. I enjoyed like Thomas and Martha Wayne. Like their and
what
I did.
I honestly may have been like emotional for some reason, but some of the scenes with Thomas Wayne, him talking to like little Bruce, like I just
it's
got
the
a little
same scenes we've always gotten. It's
but again, it's not.
enough.
It's so different. It's so different. You're out of your mind. Anyway,
You're out
but
of your
then
mind.
So aside from that, there's
That's good
also
debate tactics, by the way. If someone says you're just say you're out of your mind.
you're out of your mind.
Yeah.
But I did really like Jim and Martha's interactions as well. That was fun. Jim Gordon.
Yeah. A lot of sexual tension.
They're definitely. They are definitely.
They're definitely gonna have sex.
They are. No, they are currently. They are for sure.
Oh, they're obviously already banging.
In the office, daddy. In that little office, they're definitely. Yeah. All right. Well, let's get into issue 1. Let's talk about this.
Issue 1 of Batman, Absolute Batman. Absolute Batman.
Absolute. What a granite mountain of a man. Look at that.
You know, so one of the things right off the bat, like obviously they're drawing him enormous, like just enormous.
His legs
like,
are crazy.
Yeah, it's so funny because when he's Bruce, like not drawn that way. Like he's sitting in his mom's kitchen at one point. I'm like, his legs are so.
He's pretty. I mean, he's pretty big though. I mean,
he's still big. He's still big, but he's not like his legs aren't tree trunks.
Well, that's
you know,
the
like
cover. I mean, the cover isn't even as Batman. His legs aren't that huge in the pages. The cover kind of exaggerates. Yeah,
agreed. But like, I'm just saying, like, there's aspects of it, and I'm just like, but so here's the thing, and I this is the one piece I would argue that I enjoy the exaggerated art. It's because Tim Sale is like one of my favorite Batman artists, and he draws him like a fucking brick mountain. And I'm like, well, but he's normal Batman.
But Tim Sale's is more proportionally reasonable.
Sure.
This one is just a bulging muscle of a
right.
I get that
it's insane. There's an aspect of this that you have to go, this is fucking crazy. And once you accept that and move on, you can kind of like enjoy it.
And it's also clearly, I do want to give credit to like, it's clearly intentional. You know, they don't mean 100%. They don't mean it to be something else. But I mean, they meant it to just be insanely built muscular. But the other thing that I like is because this Batman is swollen and huge, his bat symbol is also just this fat brick of a bat. Like if you imagine like that bat in real life couldn't fly, it would just be dragging itself. It's just muscular.
Just fall flat on the ground.
It's just a red thick brick of a bat is his bat symbol. But yeah, that's clearly that was just the aesthetic they were going for. He's just he is a 7 foot tall, 500-pound man fighting his way through justice.
They do, that's what we get. They do poke fun at how huge he is. Even Alfred's like, they have the whole back, like they kind of introduce him via Alfred. Maybe in the first issue, is that what they do?
Yeah.
The second issue.
Well, Alfred is sort of the narrator throughout this arc. He's kind of the
Basically,
one
yeah.
sort of narrating everything going on. And that's a pretty, that's a typical trope, is like this outsider narrator who is like a proxy for the reader and is just kind of like overly expository and explaining everything because he's new, just like we are.
And he's reporting back to his superiors.
Yeah,
or
so
whatever.
it's like it's a pretty classic
some of it's
trope.
like field
Yeah.
notes, and he's like watching him and watching the party animals and like everything that's going on. But yeah,
but it's a pretty
Which, again, I
classic
really
way to,
enjoyed.
like introduce
it
him
is. But
to the
I
world.
I liked it. I don't like, again, like Alfred as a combatant still, and not like not wanting to be involved, and kind of like bending his orders in certain places, and then eventually just going like fuck off. Like there's a point in the culmination in like issue 5 where like Batman finally confronts Roman, or Black Mask, and like it's basically this point where his handlers are like, all right, we're done, you can go, and he's like, I tell them yes, but I don't move, or something like that. And I'm like, I really like anyway, there's a lot of Alfred stuff I really like.
Does he work also? I don't remember. Does he work for MI6 or does he work for a fictional
In this,
organization?
I don't think it's said or
We don't know
understood
yet, right?
Yeah,
Who he works for
Yeah.
specifically? Okay.
Well,
I wonder if
apparently
he
you're
works
further along
for-
than we are, so does
I
he
don't-
work for MI6?
The next one, it focuses more on other stuff. Yeah, I wonder if like it's gonna turn out he works for Lazarus or something to tie into Superman.
Probably.
Yeah,
the
maybe
other
that would
absolute
make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would make
stuff,
sense.
something like that.
'Cause they do mention the League of Assassins at one point, I think, with something in this arc. I remember
They do,
reading.
yeah. Okay, but issue 1, where how should we get to? So one thing I want to make a comment here generally about this absolute stuff, and Patrick mentioned this about Superman, is like, what's the balance between turning the character on his head and everything's new, but also keeping the core of the character what it should be, right? And I don't think they hit the balance with Batman well, because they changed a lot of the details of the past, but then
Yeah, but it's just Batman.
but the essence of the effect is the same. Like in this one, his mom survives, but his dad still dies and is still killed by Joe Chill and still makes him be Batman. So it like the effect is exactly this. So why change that detail if it's going to have the exact same effect?
I think
Anyway, that's
so
my complaint about the Batman.
the only
part of
thing
it.
I would say, like, yeah, you're right. A lot of the changes are like surface level technology almost based. Like his cape is different, and he wears spikes, and he has the
Right.
axe on his chest, and like, and yeah, he's bulkier because all he did was work out, because he couldn't like that. He didn't have $1 jillion to invent stuff, so he just got big. But he does have all this crazy technology, so you're just like, well,
Yeah, and
You know, like, what's really all
Patrick,
that different?
we hinted at this earlier, but still the same idea of like, well, he's not a billionaire, but if he still has infinite resources as if he was, what do we gain from changing?
I like that he, in the sense that he does and doesn't have infinite resources. Like the fact that he has the Batmobile dump truck thing is
That was
kind of insane, because like it's like
it
is
is an industrial mine-sized giant dump truck.
it's huge,
with
but at the
bat
and there's like a
motifs.
turret on it and all this kind of shit, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like that's rich Batman. That's rich Batman. I don't know,
Yeah.
like where did he get the money to do that? That being said, in issue 4, when he's like, I spent $1,000 on a remote control Batmobile so I can like punch a tractor trailer into the roof of this tunnel that they're driving through. That was fucking cool. And I was like, I like that. He's like, $1,000 well spent. You know, like that's like, I saved 2 weeks to build this one thing, to do one thing, and I used it and it's done.
No,
that part I liked, but like
Yeah.
all this other stuff, I'm just like, but he still has all this shit, you know, like kind of thing. So it's like,
my
I don't know.
main point is the main point I just wanted to make is that this absolute universe, for Batman's case, I don't think Scott Snyder found the right balance of meaningfully changing the background or the inputs to the character, and it just seems like it's only surface level. But then in practice, he just is able to do the same thing.
Yeah, I think he should have relied more on his brute strength, like you were saying, and then B kind of leaned.
He relies
more
on it a
into-
lot, though. I mean, he relies
Yeah,
on
but still,
a
well,
lot.
like,
what was your
but
B?
more will be just demonstrate how smart Batman is by showing him
Mhm.
coming up with resourceful ways of doing what he did in this book without using equipment that clearly costs
Right.
like millions of dollars. Like where are you getting
Yeah.
all this shit
Well,
from?
so in the book, he does like work in construction, like as a job.
I know, but
You
it's
know, like, and
very
he's been doing all this other stuff. So like the idea, I think, would be like I either stole and or acquired slightly non-legally a giant dump truck, right? But then you're like, well, yeah, but there's a turret on the back of it, and there's a giant scoop
bat
that's shaped like a
motifs.
metal
Yeah.
bat on the
Yeah,
front,
like,
and you're like,
who
where
made
did you?
that?
Come on, like if it was just a dump truck, I'd be like, oh, he's
Yes.
poor and he stole a dump truck, you know, like that, but if it's like you have this giant bat-shaped thing, you're like, well, all right, come on.
Yeah, I've got to say, Snyder's
Maybe
just very...
welding a giant piece of steel and sticking it on the front that's shaped like a bat, sure. But the rest of it, I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah, and I just think Snyder is very hand-wavy of that stuff. Like, just kind of
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, trust me, these are abandoned buildings, and that's why he's there. Just he kind
Well,
of
I
like
like that
hand
part,
waves
though.
it.
Yeah.
But it's just hand wavy.
Like
but
the
then
idea that he's hanging out in penthouses that he knows because he helped build the building, so he's like aware these billionaires don't use these levels of the
right,
building,
but
and
then
he's like
in the
kind of like
in the
squatting,
penthouse is the
you know, kind of thing.
$30,000 supercomputer that doesn't
Yeah,
exist.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's parts where I'm like,
Yeah.
nailed it, and then there's other aspects of it that I'm like, what the fuck, you know, like kind of thing, you know.
But that's what I
Aside from
mean.
the fact that, like, let's just talk about his cape in general, like his costume in general. Yes, he's spent time and years to build it and stuff, but like, what the fuck? Like, you have this crazy technology. Like, I don't know. It like there's aspects of it that I'm like, this is super cool, and I like it. And then there's other aspects that I'm like, doesn't really fit with the.
Well, I
Bruce
laughed
Wayne.
at
Right.
because it's the same thing of, you know, that joke about how Bruce Wayne's a billionaire, but instead of spending the money to help poor people, he fights crime as Batman.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing because in the flashback later, we learned that Bruce designed this to bring aid to like villages in third world countries,
Mhm.
Right.
or
yeah.
sorry, developing nations. But then instead of doing that, he just makes himself a costume. So it's the same Bruce. Like, instead of using his resources to help people, he just does it for him.
Because he doesn't have resources. Well, that's that's another thing.
But I was just laughing
there's an
at it's that
entire
same
point of this
concept,
arc is that Black Mask eventually offers him money to like stop fucking with his. Black Mask comes to Gotham, starts fucking shit up. He's just sitting on a yacht, killing all these crime bosses, and also sending out these quote unquote party animals that go into the city, and they just have masks on, and he has all
guns.
this money.
Masks and
guns,
automatic
and he's
weaponry.
just going like he's just sending like crazy lunatics out into the city that are just greedy or not greedy, but like maybe desperate and need money, and he's offering them a shitload of money to do X amount of things, like robbery is $100,000 or murder is this much money, and like just seeding rampant crime throughout the city with money.
He's basically
This is what you
would
do with
imagine...
money is you cause chaos kind of thing, and at some point. Roman offers him, like Batman, who is fighting back against this and ultimately starts to cause him problems in terms of him not being able to do what he's trying to do, offers Batman a shitload of money. And he's like, literally, I'll stop doing what I'm doing. If you just take this money, you can become Batman that you want to be, and you'll have all this money to do all the things that you want to do as Batman and take care of the city. And I'll back off, kind of thing. And then the whole arc is like, Batman's like, well, fuck you. I'm going to burn this money, but at the same time, like you're saying, like it doesn't appear as though he doesn't have money in the first place. So there's like a weird disconnect in that sense.
Well, they also go ahead, Pat.
I was just gonna say, if they just did like a Robin Hood thing, even where he's like stealing money from these billionaires.
Yeah,
no. Instead, he just burnt it.
Like,
he's like, don't give it to poor people, just burn it. But also in both those cases, it's kind of going back to the absolute mainstream view. Is both Black Mask and Batman in those two instances act like the Joker we know, kind of in our world, right? The Joker would be the one to have people put masks on and go be chaos in the city. Mm-hmm. And in the Dark Knight, the Joker burns money. And so it's not like Joker moves, but that the Joker isn't doing in the absolute universe. So that was kind of a, more trying to turn things on their head, I guess, that this Black Mask is almost like a proxy what you think should be a Joker,
Yeah.
but then isn't, because the actual Joker is of course different because it's the absolute universe.
So we're introduced to the story through Alfred initially, which again I really enjoy. I enjoy Absolute Alfred. I like him. But so he's coming to town to do a certain thing, and they pulled him off of a case, and he's pissed about it because he had spent like 3 months like watching somebody, and he was like this close to getting a bad guy, so to speak, and they're like, drop all that shit, leave and go here, and he's like, fuck, all right, fine. And then when he left, he found out that they fucked it up and the guy's gone, so he's mad about that. And you get Alfred coming into like a safe house, so to speak, where there's guns all over the walls and it's a safe door to get inside and like that kind of thing. Like he has a little base of operations in Gotham for whatever reason, but he hasn't been here in however many years. I really enjoy Alfred's arc, or his bit in this arc, or rather.
Yeah, and also it's through. Oh no, go ahead, Pat.
No, just gonna say I did like Alfred locks his motorcycle up, and then when he goes to leave, someone stole it.
Immediately stolen. He's like, I haven't been here in years. It seems different.
He's kind of tailing Batman for, I guess, the first 2 issues, and I like the switch up when it's revealed that Batman's the one that stole his bike.
Has
and
the
kind of been keeping tabs.
Because
Alfred.
As Alfred is keeping tabs on him, you learn more and more just kind of how crafty Bruce is and 2 steps ahead. And
there's little nuances like that I really enjoy too.
Yeah. But that the motorcycle
they're a little tit for tat of like who's watching who is kind of fun.
It felt a little bit, and this changes a bit, like with the Bane arc. I think this changes a bit, but I do feel like in the first 6 issues, Bruce comes off a little bit Mary Sue-ish. He's just like always ahead of everybody and smarter than everybody and stronger. And it seems almost like too perfect. Now, having said that, it changes pretty dramatically after this arc, but for this, and I guess that's maybe why they were setting up this way. But if you're only reading these first 6 issues, Bruce does come off a little bit as just kind of, it's a little much of like how far ahead he is of Alfred.
Yeah.
I think a bit less of like him
everybody
being far ahead per se. I think it's just that the idea is that like he has his finger on the pulse of the city, whether it's, I think it's like Alfred comes in and goes like, I know Gotham. Oh shit, Gotham's changed. And then the flip side of that coin is like, Bruce is like, well, no, I know Gotham. And like, so you just entering the city as like a covert operative, like I was aware of it, that kind of thing. Like, and it's not that you're not wrong in terms of like him being too far ahead or whatever, but like towards the end, it's really more his determination to keep going, like beyond the thought that anyone would ever imagine he would go past, like kind of thing. And I that's, to me, that is Batman. Like the diehard of Batman is that,
Yeah, they do stress like issue 4 on. Alfred's narration especially really does stress that he's sort of this Dark Knight-esque, just the will to move forward.
To never. He's like, there's literally an issue. I think it's 3. Maybe it's 4, but like there's an issue where he's just like, just take a break, buddy. Like you're losing. Like you can't tell that you're losing yet because you don't know what you're doing. And then it's just, it's his will to keep moving forward, always moving forward.
Yeah, he's just
he never stops. He just never stops.
Just this force moving forward, and it's
which I really liked.
Right, and it goes back to the point about the money or not. Like it's not about making deals or taking a step back or regrouping with money. It's just I'm only going forward. That is, it is just a one-way motion. But another funny thing about like one point I wanted to make that's kind of funny, back to Batman being 2 steps ahead of everybody. When Alfred discovers his network of bases, they're in the shape of a fat bat, but only the outline, which like, is that the most effective distribution of bases? It's
not just the outline.
Yes, it is.
There's nothing in the middle. There's nothing in the middle. It's just the outline.
No, there's not.
There's not.
Yes, there is. Oh my God.
If there is,
I'm not saying there's a lot, but there's like 3 or 4 in the middle.
It's just a fat bat. Like the outskirts of Gotham are just every block and a half is the Batman base in the shape of a bat. In the middle is nothing. Like, is that the?
It's not in the middle is nothing. It's in the middle is essentially nothing.
Okay. Well, I just laughed. I just kind of. I mean, I get the
It was
effect
funny.
of like it's the
It
shape
was
of a bat, but it's also it doesn't seem like a practical.
Also, he burned up the
Distribution.
money. Like, so, you know, all right. Well, flashing back and forth throughout the story arc. The zoo has been turned into this giant beam of light that lights up every year for like the massacre that happened at the zoo where his father died, and then this culminates in like the light not being turned on, and it turns out Bruce stacks all the money up on the light, and that makes the bat signal for the first time. And I was just like, that's super cool, but also could have done so much more with that money.
Also,
like,
how long did
it's
that
like
take?
spelling out a bat symbol in the city with your fucking your safe house.
Yeah,
you
I mean,
lunatic.
what he should have done is put all that in index funds and waited 30 to 40 years, and it would. I mean,
and then just taking care of everybody.
8% per
You know?
year. I mean, compound interest. I mean,
200
reinvest
million.
those dividends, all of that. That's what he should have done.
So-
but one key difference is going back to the mass shooting. So, you know, trad Batman, his parents were shot individually by Joe Chill. New Batman, it was a mass shooting that his father happened to get caught up in. So
and
that's
his
kind of
father, being like the heroic man that he was, like shoved a bunch of kids into a locked room and like stayed outside and got shot.
Yeah. So that's the difference in the origin of this Batman. And those kids, well, let's take a break. At this point, we're not really going issue by issue, so forget it. But let's take a break to talk about, well, let's chat about his rogues gallery, because in the AB universe, they're his buddies. Well,
Is that what we're calling
Yeah.
it? The AB
the
universe?
the ABU.
No,
What are we calling it?
I don't know.
The ad
Absolutely.
Not the AB universe.
Universe, ABU, whatever. In this universe, they're buds. They went to high school together. They went to grade school together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do we
they
feel
grew up
about that?
together? Again, like I bought the friendship with Waylon, and I bought the Selena dynamic. I like Selena a lot. Her being a
I like
foster kid,
Selena and Waylon.
Selena, it doesn't matter the
Even
universe.
Penguin. I like Penguin a
Selena,
little bit
Selena.
too.
But I also like how Selena is just Selena in this universe.
Yeah.
I mean, she is, but Riddler, nah. And then, and Two-Face, like, pointless.
Yeah,
Addition.
Two-Face didn't make sense at all to me to be
Pointless
hanging out with those
addition.
guys.
Riddler a little bit, like, but I liked, I liked Waylon in the sense of, like, this is a big dude that I work out with all the time because that's what I do to become Batman. So, like, that
and
part
they work out a lot.
I love. And
I mean,
then,
they have to work out a lot
obviously.
to achieve.
And then
that
Selena,
shit.
I like in the sense of, like, she's the only girl in the crew, and then they have, like, this kind of, like, obviously romantic-ish kind of relationship with their children, but like she's not around throughout this story arc. She's not around. Like every time they're like, hey, we're all hanging out for the first time in forever, maybe even Selena will come, and then like Bruce shows up and Selena's not there, you know, like, so like it's just kind of like the absence of her, their adulthood, while also she's there in their childhood, you know, leads you to go like, all right, well, maybe something happened, and then who knows when she's going to come back around. I think in the current issue, right? At any rate, yeah, like there's
the weird thing
Riddler,
about it.
I kind of get because he's like the smart one, I guess. But Two-Face, I was just like, what? Who cares? Why?
Just also like Oswald Cobblepot is clearly like organized crime, and then Harvey is working for the
DA
or
like,
assistant? Yeah,
yeah.
like,
So
it's like he has.
I don't.
It's like they're using all his rogues gallery to like give Batman a network of like information that he can like work with to be Batman, which is kind of fun.
Well, but the other thing that
there's aspects of it I'm like,
it's weird that they're all friends though. Like it'd be one thing if Batman was friends, if Bruce was friends with all these different people, but like the fact
but they're all friends together.
It just seemed a little much to me.
But the thing that I found weird is, and again, spoilers that we've already said for later issues, all of them get fucked up into becoming the villain that they were.
Stupid.
But
see, I didn't
so
know
basically,
that.
but the thing is,
I hold judgment until I read it because you're a horrible person. You hate everything. But
the point I wanted to make is that that is Harvey's arc in traditional comics. Is he's Batman's friend, gets disfigured, becomes the villain, and for whatever reason, now that's everybody's arc. Is that all of the Rogues Gallery's arc is they used to be his friend, they got disfigured, and then they're the villain. So I don't know why Snyder decided to just make that the universal
origin
of these guys. especially since it happens immediately. Like they don't even really develop them as his friends beyond
right
7 or 8 issues before they just then become the villains right away.
I did like Roman moving in and murdering mob bosses. That was creepy and
the mask thing.
Yeah, that was fun. And I like Batman's initial like debut, so to speak, as Batman.
Oh man, yes,
at the courthouse.
Well, there was something like with the party animals. I think at one point they talk about the news reports as like they literally were setting children on fire. Like you really
they burned like a mother and child in the streets or something.
They're like hyper. They're kind of Clockwork Orange, like hyper violent. Anarchist.
Yeah, him showing up as like an upside down bat with the cape wrapped around him that was pretty cool.
Well, so let's talk about his cape, because I did like the cape is kind of cool. So obviously, traditionally, Batman's cape is a cape. It flows from the top to the bottom. It's a cape. This is
like he's wearing the shoulder spike harness, and then there's like 4 tendril kind of things that go off. And like Patrick was saying, he kind of sweeps up around him sometimes, and it's like almost like a scarf. Like it's not like something it's giant piece of cloth that's hanging out behind him kind of thing.
Yeah, but the tendril, the edges of the cape are kind of exoskeleton bat claw tendrils that can stiffen and harden and bend, so he can use that ability.
I like the lifting off the ground with them.
Yeah, that one's cool. Right.
That was really cool. That was fun. I hate taking the ears off and using them as batarangs.
That was that was kind of dumb.
And then he catches them again and puts them back on. I'm like, come on, dude. This is so dumb. Like there's aspects that I'm like, oh, that was amazing. I love the axe. I actually like the axe. And then I'm like, oh no,
the ears are
off and
I didn't like the shoulder spikes.
I don't mind the shoulder spikes.
I'm not a fan of the shoulder spikes.
I don't like the extending of the sholders spikes.
They're insane.
That's insane.
Well,
but like having spikes on your shoulder, having like a harness and like metal on your shoulders to like, all right. But like, I don't know.
Like jumping forward. I did like when the giant bad guy jumps on him and he punctures him, and the guy's just stuck to his back while he's fighting. That was pretty funny.
Well, to that note, like while the party animal fight is happening, that giant guy runs at him, and that's when he takes and he has a little like butcher knife thing, and like he's like the big dude in the crowd of party animals, and he's like, fuck this, I'm gonna fight this guy. And he runs forward, and it's pretty menacing, but Batman like takes the emblem off and turns it, he pulls the handle out, puts the emblem axe on, holds it out, and then the guy runs at him, and it's just a blood red panel of a silhouetted version of just Batman's axe and a hand flying off. And you're like, oh shit. That's pretty brutal.
Well, he's absolute. He's absolute brutal. Batman. But that's what I meant with my Frank Miller on HGH comment. Like this feels like the hyper violent brick Batman from Dark Knight Returns, but more violent. Like he's even more just.
He's pretty violent, yeah. I mean, he doesn't kill anyone, but like he definitely.
But he ruins lives. He destroys lives.
He'll permanently maim someone without a second thought.
Yeah, that's true.
Does he blind someone? Yeah, he blinds. Doesn't he blind Black Mask at the end?
Yeah. And let's be honest, probably should have killed. Just judging on the length of penetration that went into that man's skull, that guy would be dead. That being said, apparently he was just blinded.
He also, I understand that Black Mask's kid is evil or whatever, but it's still a child that Batman punts off of a ship.
But it was so
all
satisfying.
I thought about was fucking
kick punts it off of a ship, and it's the little tentacle child.
Yeah, a little tentacle child.
He puts a life jacket on.
He did put a life jacket on it.
I get, but it's still wild. And I don't know if you have those panels.
They're like running. The party animals are running away, and he blows the staircase to hell, and they're all caught in the blast.
Well, I'm sure they survive. Yeah. But Joe, I don't know if you have these panels to show, but when he's on Black Mask's boat fighting the family, there's cutaways of like the child is like, oh, I'm an evil kid, and the cutaway is Bruce just with like a smile. And then he punts the kid off the boat. Like
because he's an evil fucking kid, man.
It was satisfying. Weird. It was so satisfying.
It was so satisfying. Also, that kid's a piece of shit. Also, that kid literally torched him with a fucking blowtorch. Wait, was that the bigger guy?
That was the little kid, I think.
Oh, was the kid? The kid blew a blowtorch at him.
I mean, look, he's not a balanced child, but it's still. Also, I want to know why they have tentacle heads.
Yeah, I thought that was going to be explained at some point, and it never.
I don't know.
I'm gonna Google it because
I don't know,
or maybe Reddit knows, but I have to find out. Another Batman battle point, because I keep track of. I call this the John Wick Index, which is people martial arts fighting guns.
Yeah,
and how that's somehow effective in fiction.
The shotgun against.
So there's a scene where Alfred has a shotgun like against the dude's head. Like it's held there in the back. And Batman
it can blow your brains all over this sidewalk before you even blink. Batman kicks him in the stomach.
Just kicks him. Batman just kicks him. And it's like that's not how guns work. Like
and grabs the gun out of the air.
That's not how guns work. I don't understand how.
I think the idea is that Alfred hesitated in that moment, obviously.
But all of fiction is, that's why it's the John Wick corollary. It's like all of fiction is people martial arts fighting guns. And that doesn't work.
And in reality, it's Charlie going like, click, 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 you're dead.
Right. That's Indiana why, Jones, we wouldn't have school shootings if you could kick a gun out of someone's hand. That's not how reality works.
That brought it so into realness that I'm
but it's irresponsible for the gun action and martial arts action are two separate worlds and they should not meet. And my apologies to 2000's Equilibrium with Christian Bale.
I was about to say
those two worlds should not meet.
That's called gun kata.
It's irresponsible to display Batman. That was a ridiculous whatever. Gun Defense 12 is just kick back. And the gun won't hit you.
Yeah, of course. Obviously.
Okay. Good on you, Bruce. Anyway, I'm gonna look up those.
I do really enjoy the Batman. He doesn't have a supercomputer. He just has 17 screens. That's fine. But I do really enjoy Alfred approaching him in the towers that were like reaching out of the clouds of Gotham City. And Batman uses the shotgun on him and shoots him in the face. And you're like, holy shit, what the fuck? And then Alfred just has little bats stuck out of his head. And he's like, he took my amazing shotgun and just turned it into a non-lethal weapon. I fucking hate this guy. And there's little bits of how Alfred is currently and how Batman is currently that I really enjoy. There's just little stuff like that.
He's really committed.
Also, he drives the motorcycle out of a fucking high-rise building and then just floats off. It's awesome.
And that's issue 1.
Yeah.
I still don't have an answer for the tentacle hair. Reddit doesn't have an answer.
There's no answer to be had.
The only Reddit answer is just that they do fucked up experiments in Arc M, and so that's probably what caused it, but nobody knows.
Oh. Also, aside from Frank Whiteley, Daniel Warren Johnson's alternate cover of issue number 2 is spectacular.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's a great one. Yeah, that is.
It's just great. Like giant, beefy Batman hanging out on the edge of a building and 1,000 party animals just on the ground. It's fantastic.
Well, he is. He is definitely beefy.
Just a shitload of people.
Patrick, you're a gym person. What kind of regimen and diet would a human need to be on to achieve
steroids?
What absolute Bruce? It's not natural, right? It's gotta be steroids.
I feel like even with steroids, you'd have to be someone with very strong genetics to get that type of size.
The kind of genetics that a school teacher and a mayor's assistant might combine into.
100%. Yeah.
No, but he looks like he looks like 3 NFL linebackers.
Yeah, he's
combined into one human being. It's wild.
Batman's fighting some party animals in an aquarium, and there's a shot of him hooking his weird tendril cape around people's throats as he's running through a bunch of people shooting at him and stabbing him, and it's fucking amazing. There's aspects of this that I'm like, all right, I kind of do like this. You know what I mean? I went in going this is gonna be so dumb. What is this absolute Batman? And then I was like, okay, that's pretty fucking awesome. You know, like, I don't know. There's aspects that I'm just like, I do love this in a weird way.
It was pretty brutal when he turns the water into hydrochloric acid.
Yeah.
Turns all their feet off. That's
the part where I'm like, I can't fight all these people. I'm smart and I have tricks. And like he does like this move and you're just like, and they all run out like running to the cops going like, my feet are burning, and instead of fighting him, which is kind of hilarious. Oh yeah, that giant bat symbol. All right, so there's a couple of dots.
Oh, 1, 2,
inside
3.
the bat symbol. There's a couple of dots outside the bat symbol, guys. You know, come on.
It's still insane.
It doesn't seem like an even distribution.
It's not an even distribution on purpose.
Also, it seems like way too many. There's like 300. Do you need that many?
That's kind of the point, and that's kind of what I like about it. It's not that like, it's not every single one of those is a fucking bat cave. It's like one of them might just be like a fucking like telephone booth that's not used anymore that he has locked up that has like shit in it. Like it's just like those are little spots around the city that he just dumps shit and like locks it up and runs away or whatever. I love that. I thought like one of the best things Dark Knight did was go like, well, the manor's too far away. Why don't I just set up base in this fucking building in the middle of the city? You know, like kind of thing, like that kind of shit. They've done it in the comics a couple of times, more recently, I would say, than previously. But I like the idea of like him not just being over in Wayne Manor and having to race from the Batcave into the city every time something happens. Like him having little fucking like pockets of shit around the city makes sense. In the shape of a giant bat, not so much. But like,
if
having little spots sprinkled throughout the city is cool.
Yeah,
you got to
just more inside. If there was just more inside of the bat, it would have made more sense to me.
Oh yeah, like there should be at least 10 more of those glowing dots inside the bat.
It's insane.
That being said, this is from Alfred's perspective. He knows Alfred's watching him. There's a chance that he's like, I'm going to stop at all these places on purpose to like spell out a bat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say maybe he has way more bases, but only revealed the bases that formed the bat.
Yeah, to Alfred, who's watching him, and he knows he's watching him. You know, so like there's an aspect of it. You're like, well, is that all of his bases? Clearly, probably not. But like, at the same time, you're like,
how does Alfred sleep at night? He's like 50 years old, a lifetime of experience at MI6, and a 12-year-old kid's just running circles around him. Like, that's got to be embarrassing.
This goes back to
24. Sorry, I mean he's canonically 24 years old.
We touched on this in Absolute Superman, where we're like, he's very young. Where I wasn't expecting to do this young kind of thing, and I was like, I'm pretty sure he's kind of like the same as Absolute Batman. Like, I think Absolute Wonder Woman kind of colored our perception of how old they are.
Yeah,
in terms of us talking about it together.
But how do you know? Isn't Absolute Wonder Woman is
this
also
is exactly
young,
how old he should be in comparison to Superman. I think Wonder Woman's the same age. It's just that the artist drew her like.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. I think they're all 20.
Yeah, they're all the same age. It's just that Absolute Wonder Woman gave us the impression of regular Wonder Woman because of how it's drawn. Also, I don't think they explicitly say like she's barely legal, guy, like they do with the guys. They tell us exactly how old. Well, she's also like 1,000 years old.
Kal-El. Is she? I mean, we don't. The health stuff might have only been 24 years, right? For all we know.
Sure.
We're not actually ever given a timeline.
No.
Right?
And her being Amazonian, we don't really know if how quickly she.
We're not given a timeline.
She's definitely old. She's definitely older, man.
Okay. What should we chat about next? What have we not?
Well, I love him blowing the building up in the shape of a bat.
Everything's like, we get it, man. You're a bat.
Jim Gordon's
I do, but I love it though.
Okay, you want to talk about Jim Gordon?
USMC.
Everybody lifts. Everybody in this universe lifts. Pretty.
Yeah, everyone's huge. Jim is.
Harvey Bullock, fucking jacked. There's no fat Harvey Bullock that eats donuts. He's jacked.
Oh, this Harvey, he's. Also another absolute twist. Everybody, Jim Gordon's the mayor. He's not the police guy. He's the mayor in this one.
Former Marine.
I mean, he's former Marine. And yeah, but Bullock is the piece of shit ICE officer.
Jim Gordon's
kinda.
always a former Marine, you assholes.
Oh, he is?
Yeah,
Yeah.
in year one he talked to, he was a
Yeah,
former
read Batman Year One, you pieces of
Marine.
shit.
I did. Year one is actually
You
it's
pieces
the
of shit.
only
You
good
pieces of
Frank
shit.
Miller. It's the only good Frank Miller comic ever
It's
written.
not the
Year
only good
one
Frank
was
Miller
great.
comic. You're
It's
such
the
a
only
lunatic.
one. It's the only one.
It was. I did think it was a little bit odd that, like, I feel like Bruce's dad dying was enough. I didn't really understand why he had to be attacked by bats as well. As a
I
child.
think that's
Because you
just-
got to bring bats into it.
You gotta
You've
tie it
got to
in,
bring
yeah.
bats into
It
it.
was
You gotta-
very Michelle Pfeiffer, like Catwoman. Except I guess
It
the
was
bats didn't,
sort of, yeah.
didn't attack her. Did they like just
Yeah.
lick her wounds? But I was like, what is happening?
Well,
Why are
it's
the
sort of
cats
like
swarming all over her? Why are the bats swarming all over him?
Look, we saw it in
Like,
all the
what's that?
Batman Forever has a bat swarm scene. We all acknowledge Batman Forever is the greatest Batman film ever made, and Batman Forever
mean,
has the swarm scene.
everyone
They
knows that.
all it's just a Batman thing. Man. You get
Neon
swarmed.
alleyway with Robin? Are you kidding?
It's the best scene in all of Batman.
Robin
lore.
trolling for hookers in a neon alleyway?
Yeah, and then
It's the best scene.
taking like glow stick bow staffs and fighting
Yeah.
a Haitian gang or whatever.
How else do you learn to be Robin? Come on.
That's how you learn. That's
It's
how you learn.
ridiculous. The whole idea could
That's
be
how
any
you
other
learn to
way
be
is
Robin.
insane.
That's how you learn to be Robin at 35 years old, or however
Right.
Chris O'Donnell was in that movie.
He was 22.
Sure, that's still old. Robin's 12 years. Robin should be 12 years old. That's still pretty old.
I mean, I agree. I said this. This is a weird. All right, feel free to cut this out, Patrick.
Get ready.
This is a weird
put your
aside.
finger. Put your
I've been
finger on the
saying
edit
I've been saying
button.
this for fucking years, like way before like Dark Knight even came out. I think like I was just like, why don't like wouldn't it be interesting if like the next if he realized he was like getting old and needed like an army and like it was less about like let's bring in like this one kid and more about like I'm gonna die at some point and this fight's never gonna end. Let me bring in the next guy / more to do this. Like that whole aspect of the Robbins thing is so stupid in the comic book sense of the words. But if you go like, I'm doing this insane task that doesn't make any sense, and if I brought in like the next guy to do it, you know, like it makes more sense in that way, kind of thing. Like
Yeah, but you don't bring
I'm
in an
finite.
11-year-old. An 11-year-old.
Yeah, but that's the
circus
difference though.
acrobat
Like
isn't
I
the next
love the
guy. That's
idea
a
of
child.
bringing like a kid in. Like that's what makes it interesting, I think.
I don't know about that. I feel like they should be 18. They should be
No.
legal adults before.
No.
They're super smart. I don't know.
You need a broken child the same way you were, and then go like, you'll be the next me.
As a side note, I kind of want some artist as like a tongue-in-cheek thing in the mainstream universe. I really want like at Wayne Manor, next to the picture of Batman with like all of his different Robins, is like a birthday card to Epstein framed next to it or something. Because like there's no way he's the billionaire and not involved with that. Right?
Yikes. Yikes.
There's no way Bruce is a billionaire and not involved.
You know,
with
he
it.
was
Anyway.
invited, he just didn't go.
It's definitely on the list. Definitely.
I mean, he might have gotten a birthday card from Trump, but he's not like on the
think
flight
he was-
manifest.
I think it was on the list. All right, what are we talking about? Absolute. Let's talk about the Abu. Absolute
Penguin's
leader.
ripped, and I thought it was weird. Anyway,
He
moving
is,
on.
yeah. That was strange. I agree.
Well,
He's
not
like,
for
I'm Penguin.
long.
Check out my biceps, and you're like, holy shit, what the fuck?
everyone's ripped in this book.
yeah, not for long.
Not
Even
I
the
mean,
Riddler is kind of jacked.
Yes. I was literally just gonna be like, well, not Riddler, and then I was like, never mind.
Oh, even Riddler. Yeah, good.
Never mind.
Good.
I mean,
muscle
he's
definition
small.
there.
He's smaller than the other guys, but he's still
Right.
Look, they're just a group of high achieving Sigma males who hit the gym and then have poker games where they make business plans and help each other out. You know, that's all it is.
Yeah. What do you guys think about the Batmobile episode? I guess or issue, I would call it.
You mean
I
the dump
mean-
truck? That's
Yeah,
what
the
we're-
dump truck. Yeah.
yeah. I could
I'm
have
very
done with that.
confused. First of all, like Batman slides down an elevator shaft. He opens a hatch. He gets inside of it.
Yeah,
Inside the hatch
yeah,
is Alfred. And he goes,
Yeah.
You're a good detective, kid, but I've learned some things about the party animals. They're not what they seem. And they had this weird conversation, and he's like, yeah, whatever, strap in. And he just hits the gas. And like Alfred's like shocked that they're in a vehicle at all.
Even though he's in it.
I'm just like, and even though he's in the vehicle,
he
I'm
entered
like, I don't understand. Did he
It was built
go
into
inside of a giant dump truck and not realize he was in a dump truck? Like, I was none of this makes any sense.
Unless it was built into a structure and Alfred just thought it was a room.
So there is a
truck?
giant staircase on the front of it because it's a huge dump truck where he could like theoretically have walked up a staircase and opened a door and not understood he was in the cab of a dump truck, I guess. But I was just like, anyway, it makes no fucking sense. He's like, you have 30 seconds to talk to me about whatever the fuck Alfred wants to talk to him about. And he's like, all right, well, we need to get out of here. They're all over the place. We have to get somewhere safe. I have a car hidden out back, unless you have one. Like, and then Batman's like, vroom, and hits the gas, and you're like, wait a minute, you're in the vehicle already? It doesn't make any sense. Like, if they were talking on the top of the thing, and he was like, and it was
he's like, get into the
building,
hatch.
and he like tossed him in or something. Yeah. Sure, but I'm just confused as to how Alfred could.
I gotta be honest,
truck and not understand he was in a dump truck.
But I gotta be honest, Joe. Everything we've seen about Alfred so far, he may not be that competent.
He's
like
yeah,
he might not be super competent.
You might don't get into a giant vehicle and not know you're in a vehicle.
Well, he was focused on other things, like the 24-year-old he's stalking.
I don't understand it.
It was weird.
Anyway, issue 3, they drive down the streets.
But back to the Batmobile. Did you guys ever watch Big O? It was an anime really, on Adult Swim about a rich dude who had a giant robot.
Yeah.
But the giant robot like moved around on a train underground, and it was like rails all connected throughout the city. And anyway, that part of like going down into a hatch and into a thing that's like the dump truck kind of reminded me of Big O, how he had this whole underground
it's also very Voltron
of roads. Yeah, I guess it's general.
Yeah, it's like sliding down a tube, and then you're in the vehicle, and then suddenly you're in a big
it's very
lion.
Giant robot anime in general, for sure.
I just don't understand how Alfred's already in the vehicle and doesn't know that he's in the vehicle. I don't get it.
It's also like how much gas did Bruce use to power that?
Oh, so much gas.
It's also
at some point
vehicle.
He's like,
it's an EV.
We're going slow. Like, we need to speed up. They're catching up to us. Like, we need to go. And he's like, oh, yeah, I can do that. And he has, like, jet engines in the fucking
literal jet engines.
Which is another thing that you don't need to be a billionaire to procure.
Right, yeah.
No, not at all. You just build it. You just build it out of junk.
Jet engines. Yeah.
You just build it out of junk.
Well, honestly, given the current quality the Boeing company's putting out, maybe you could make a jet engine just as good. I'm kidding. And actually, Boeing doesn't make engines. They buy them.
I do kind of love the Mad Max of this issue, but at the same time, I'm just like, I don't like what's happening. Like, there's turrets all over this thing. It has jet engines. It seems like he has a lot of money. None of this makes any sense. Not only that, but like at the end, Alfred's like, they basically get like stopped by the police at the end of the docks, and then there's like 1,000 cop cars around him, helicopters in the air, and there's nowhere left to go. And Alfred's like, we make a decent team, kid. Tell me you have something to get us out of this one, and let's keep it going. And he goes, the lever in the front of you. And he goes, all right. And he pulls the lever, and it's just an ejection seat, and he pops out of the Batmobile.
Well, the
Batmobile slams shut. It's airtight, and Bruce drives it into the fucking river.
Because why wouldn't it be?
Drives underwater to a giant sewer pipe on the other side of the river.
Why wouldn't it?
It doesn't make any sense.
Also, I think if there's one thing we know, it's that sewer pipes are large enough to house an industrial-sized dump truck driving into them. I think that's something
or he made it, which is even worse.
Well, yeah, this is all madness. All of this is madness. It's also, I love Just the gumption of Alfred to say, like, we make a good team, bro. You haven't done shit. You're full on dead weight.
He
All you've
doesn't know.
been so
Bruce
far
doesn't
is
know
dead
all the
weight.
things Alfred's done to help him out. First of all, he has that amazing mustache. You
He
know,
does have
so,
a
like,
great
that's
mustache.
just top notch.
He does have a great mustache.
And then, you know, he's been following Bruce around, learning who Bruce is. You know, like, Bruce doesn't know. You know, he's done all that work. You know, just learning about who Bruce is already.
Man,
That's integral to a team. You know, you gotta know your teammate. Al.
What else should we talk? Oh, so we haven't really talked about the Joker much, but we do find out that Sionis works for the Joker.
Right. So the
He
Joker's
works for him?
billionaire, right?
The Joker's the billionaire who does not laugh. He's known for never laughing.
But Sionis works for the Joker?
Yes.
I don't know if that was very clear.
Oh, well, it's heavily implied, I guess, anyway, but
I thought that was kind of the gist at the end was that he was taking his cues from the Joker.
Yep.
We do get a brief cutaway of Black Mask beating the shit out of somebody that's way bigger than him, which I guess is just like, hey, when there's a fight later on, this will make sense, you know.
But it doesn't, because even then, like,
he can hold his own against a bigger dude.
He doesn't really though against Bruce, does he?
Well, he doesn't. But the point is, he's dangerous.
He breaks his arm. He breaks Bruce's arm.
Yeah,
that's true. He does break Bruce's arm.
It's not nothing.
I mean, it is Bruce's arm. Bruce's arm is the side of like a cement pillar, so I guess it is a lot to break that.
The flashback with little Bruce and little Selena was pretty adorable. I don't have much to elaborate on.
I do love that.
It was cute.
Yeah.
Because she's the one that gets through to him. Because after his dad dies, he doesn't. He kind of isolates himself, and she
pulls him out of his
depression.
Yeah. I enjoyed it, and then like her bringing him to the theater to like watch the Zorro movie that his dad was obsessed with, and he's like,
"Yeah,
I don't want to do this. I'm getting up." And then like all of his other friends pile on, and they're like, "Fuck you! We're watching this movie from the beginning to the end." And then like Waylon's like, "It's in black and white." Oh man, you know, like that kind of thing. But then I do kind of like the pull away of Martha's just like up in the back, like she brought the kid. Like Selena and maybe Martha kind of were like, we need to
work together.
Something's got to break here.
Yeah, and it's also a kind of a twist on, because again, the classic story is that he and his parents went to see the Zorro movie and then they were killed in the main universe.
Well, I think
so
wasn't
kind
it
of
implied that the dad was going to go take him to see Zorro after the zoo that day.
Yeah,
that what was happening?
Yeah. Touching moment. Yeah.
Do you like? I mean, it's such a small beat, but like the Alfred daughter thing, does that matter to you guys? Or you're like, whatever?
Nothing in this comic mattered to me, but yeah, he has an estranged daughter.
You know what the thing? So there's a weird point though. Like, I don't know if you guys. There's once again, it's like they didn't like follow through. There's a scene where Julie, his daughter, is on like a train at the end, like when everything's going crazy, and some party animals like grab her and like pull her onto the train, and then like later on it just cuts to like Alfred on a jet with Julie, and they're like flying out of the city. Like there's no like Alfred saved his daughter. It's just like he's suddenly safe and on a plane with Alfred, and he's like, I'm getting the fuck out of here, and you are too, you know, kind of thing. And I'm like, wait a minute, wasn't she like kidnapped on a train, or something happened? You know, like,
well, look, some scenes just end up on the
a lot of disconnect there.
Yeah.
You know?
I thought, is the daughter a lesbian? I thought it was her girlfriend. That was like
gross.
Oh, was it?
More woke.
I missed that. Oh,
maybe
sure,
I just thought it was implied that once all of the
now
party
I need to
animal,
fucking see it.
Well, because you know how the part of the plot is like everybody turns into a party animal because they're the masks.
Yeah, they open
tell
up.
you how much people
Black
are
Mask opens up like, here's $1 gajillion to anybody that wants to join the fight. You know.
So back to the daughter being accosted. I just assumed once the money went away, everybody just stopped being violent and walked away, and so that's how she survived.
Maybe.
I just felt like they were implying
it's
that once the
definitely
money
Julie.
was
Oh, Julia. Sorry.
Julia, yeah. No, but I think it was basically implying that once the money stuff was done, everybody stopped being the purge.
Yeah, but she's suddenly on a plane with. I don't know.
Well, then Alfred, I guess, picked her
of
up
course,
and said,
Alfred
"You're
would.
leaving."
Yeah, I guess.
So
But
you're
like I said, there's just a disconnect. Like, there's no. It goes from her getting like a bag thrown over her head and like pulled onto a train to like she's just on a plane with her dad. That's
what I think Snyder was doing is because this Alfred didn't raise this Batman, he's giving him an estranged child to give him the impetus to then want to be a father figure to Bruce starting now.
and that makes sense. I like
So I think that's what he's doing here because they didn't grow up together, but because he has this failed relationship with a child that he wants to redeem vicariously by being a father figure to Bruce is I think what they're doing.
So the end of issue 3 is essentially Bruce taking the deal with Roman the Black Mask and being like, fine, I'll take your money, kind of thing, to like save the city, so to speak. But then issue 4 is largely a flashback of like Bruce's early days as Batman. And
yeah, it's like the Muppet Babies, the kids version or whatever, Looney Tunes kids.
What are you talking about?
The flashbacks to when they're kids, it's like Muppet Baby versions of everybody's a child. It's like baby versions.
Well, it's also that weird his first Batman, his first attempt at Batman.
Yeah, they're like baby versions. But then he does the vampire.
I love that. I love as a year 1 flashback, so to speak. Like, I fucking loved how weird he was. Like, I'll do this, and then he's like, "This isn't working. False teeth. What am I doing?" I love the like iterations of Batman like leading up to.
He gives himself legit vampire teeth, and like
he's got little Wolverine claws, like short little Wolverine claws, and he has like red eyes, and he's like little Batman fangs, and he's like he bites somebody in the neck. It's so fucking adorable. And he's like, I don't know. It's just there's little parts of it that I'm like, that's hilarious. Like, that's his first try. He's like,
when I was reading those panels,
I need to get bigger.
I had no idea what I was looking at.
It'd be great if like the first costume was legit, just like a Dracula tuxedo. And
it also does look very reminiscent of like. That would be hilarious. It does look really reminiscent of like the very initial Batman costume.
Yeah,
like
he's got the pouches.
The way the ears go.
He's got the pouches and all that. Yeah.
Well, it's just like the short gloves and like the horn ears versus the straight up Batman ears. Yeah, like
but early kind of year 1 versions of Batman costumes are always pouch heavy. They're always.
Well, that's what I know. I'm just saying year 1. I mean, like literally the original Batman costume, like the purple gloves and the big rounded ear. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. You're saying but I feel like you don't.
I know what you mean. Purple. Yeah, I know what the color purple is.
Sure. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about?
I know. We all know.
Purple gloves?
You
know purple gloves? You know purple gloves curved ear Batman? You know that? Yeah?
We all know what we're talking about.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Okay. And then moving on. Anyway, I really liked issue 4. I don't know if it was the art was different, and I was like, oh, okay. Interesting take. It was weird that issue 4 there already is a sub-in artist, though. I will say that. I was like, really? That fast?
Yeah.
Well, maybe since it was the heavily flashback issue,
maybe
they felt it made sense. Maybe to do a. He's way. I gotta say, he is not as huge. And how old
he gets bigger?
So, but like, in how many years did he become giant?
Well, just normal? Between the first outing and like the second outing, so to speak, he's like much bigger.
So he definitely did drugs to get that big.
Well, he was like trying.
I would assume so.
I mean, you gotta.
The dude's freebasing pre-workout at the very least.
It's very Dark Knight with the remote control car popping the tractor trailer up over-ending the tractor trailer thing.
Yeah, that was right. The tractor flipping forward.
Yeah,
was,
the headlights hitting him was very dark, or was very Batman Year 1. For some reason, I was just like, oh, that looks like that's straight of a Batman Year 1 right there, like kind of thing. And like, I don't know, there's bits of this that I really enjoy.
Yeah, and there's lots of like throughout all of this, there's tons of references to other comics or movies. I mean,
like the initial outing was an homage to the original Batman's design. The second outing is an homage to Batman Year 1. Like I really enjoy, and like Patrick and I were saying earlier, and you were like, you guys are crazy. I really like the Thomas Wayne and Bruce interaction.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's
I
the
did like
whole I forgot the issue, but there's that scene where like he fights a bunch of people and it goes wrong and the police go after him and he has to escape. And that's just like year one, Batman Begins, just classic. There's always that scene of the police turn on him and he's gotta get away.
Gotta
Yeah.
go.
By the third out, like, so you get the scene of him building the shoulder harness and practicing with the tendrils, and I'm like, this is fucking awesome. Like that, it's awesome. It's cool. And by the end of that, he's like, I know what I'm doing. I'm Batman.
I'm Batman.
Issue 5. You guys, we kind of talked about it already.
Yeah, we talked. I mean, it's a lot of
Superman back in there.
Fighting on a. He fights on a yacht.
Don't pay attention.
So this is
anybody watching on YouTube. Don't pay attention to this lower corner that has Superman in it.
It's fine. Look, it's all part of the absolute.
Pretend it's Batman.
It's all part of the AU. The absolute universe. It's fine.
There's a lot of Gordon and Martha in this, but there's also
there's a lot of Gordon and Martha.
Bruce meeting with Roman, Black Mask on the rooftop. I don't know.
Yeah, this is where he sets the money on fire.
Yeah.
And he just starts brutalizing all the party animals. But they get the upper hand on him.
But he also gets brutalized. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's where he gets his arm broken. And then he gets that little boy, sets him on fire.
There's a beat in the first issue.
I would have killed that kid.
There's a beat. I would definitely kick him off a boat. There's a beat in the first issue where he chops that dude's hand off and he's like, there's a hospital this way or that way. And if you go there fast enough, you could probably sew your hand back on. And he's like, but I don't remember what direction it's in. It could be south. It could be east, kind of thing. And he just kind of like, and that's where they leave it. And then you cut to him in this, like four issues later. And the guy just has a bandage on his wrist that clearly does not have a hand on it. And you're like, I don't know, like that kind of coming. I love that.
I know we've already talked about it, but it is wild that Black Mask's like inner circle is just like purple people from Star Wars with big tendril hair.
Yeah,
it doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, they're that Star Wars race that like dances around Jabba the Hutt or whatever with the tentacle hair.
Yeah.
It's called Twi'leks, for fuck's sake. Come on, man.
Okay, they're all Twi'leks.
Be a nerd for fuck's sake.
They're all Twi'leks.
All right. I know we don't have a ton left to say, and it's basically just Batman kicking ass / getting his ass beat. But
yeah, most of it is just beaten up, getting beat
the rest of this issue is basically Batman seeming like that he's gotten his ass kicked, and he did.
He did, yeah.
But all right, I will. There's one little beat here in issue 5 before we just wrap it up and talk about the last issue. I really like when he gets his ass kicked and gets thrown off the building. Mostly the aftermath of that, where it shows him like slipping into a parking garage, and I really just love that. Like, it's one little tiny panel, and I just love the little panel of him like falling off the edge of the building and like slipping into like the crevice between the ramp up to the top of the parking garage. Like, and then after that, Barbara, which we have not talked about at all, but Barbara Gordon's in this, and she's a cop.
Babs is in it, yeah.
But she like runs him over after he's already been beaten to shit, and then he's like already has an escape route, and he's like going down, and she's like, "I said freeze, stop, damn it, I will shoot you." And he's like, "Then do it, go on." And then she just puts her gun down, and he goes like, "Any sign of him, Gordon?" And she's like, "No, none." But I don't know if it's because his mask is off at that point and she knows it's Bruce, or if it's his mask is off at that point and she's like, oh, it's a guy, and why would I do that? Or it's just like, it's Batman and I believe in Batman, or who knows what her motivations are, because we haven't like gone into her character at all. But I enjoyed that little beat of like Barbara and him interacting for like a brief second, and him just going like, I'm fucking destroyed, leave me alone, and if you're gonna shoot me, but if not, like I'm leaving, kind of thing. I liked it.
I think I feel like she did maybe recognize her or recognize him.
I think she recognized him. But I do, to your point, Joe, it would be nice if she didn't, and it was just her humanity shining through of, I won't pile on to this man who's been beat up.
Yeah, because you don't necessarily, from her perspective, at least what they show us, she doesn't get a good look at his face. So like, she might not necessarily know it's him, kind of thing. It might just be her humanity, which I enjoy. That's all. It was a cool beat of like the beat cop recognizing that Batman's a force for good and not acting on what her superiors are telling her to do.
Hey, look, they're not all bad apples.
They're not
All bad.
Anyway.
And also, he can take it. Like, dude is built like a tank. So he can take that.
There's
beating.
like the scene in it was like issue 3 at this point, but the scene in the aquarium or whatever, he just has knives sticking out of his back. I mean, I'm sure some of it's his armor, but like at the same time, you're like, that's some of that's gotta be
he has legit.
Some of that's gotta be in your body.
He has legit knives stabbed into him. Yeah. In that. All right.
Anyway,
what else? What else should we hit on?
Well, the party animals are going crazy.
Yeah, this is where
all hell's
Black
broken
Mask,
loose. Yeah,
he basically releases a bunch of treasure chests into the city that have the electronic masks that I guess
he turns Gotham into a video game, and there's a lot of there's chests of guns and masks all over the city. All I have to do is open a chest and be like, hey, there's guns and a mask, and then I can look around and find my targets and be like, oh, that guy's worth $1 million.
The masks tell you, and it turns into basically like a purge scenario where everybody.
Yeah, it's a purge. There you go.
Hunt everybody down.
It's a video game / purge. They're going crazy. Bruce reveals to not only Wayland but also the Penguin, at least, that he is Batman.
I think he tells them all because doesn't he need Eddie's help at some point?
Well, he already asked Eddie for help, and I think Eddie already knows.
Yeah.
Eddie,
right. Because I think there's the scene where Eddie says. Well,
I
think there's the part where Eddie says, like, I already knew or something.
Yeah.
Martha but he uses Wayland and Oz to get to the
kind of have like a tense moment of like being on the streets and like picking up masks and going like, oh shit, we're targets. Like we need to like, kind of thing. Sorry, what were you saying?
No, just that I think it was Oz and Wayland that actually help him get to the yacht to fight Sionis at the
end.
Like,
Oz
the two of them
flies
directly help.
Yeah. Then he punts a kid off the boat.
Yeah, he punts the kid off the boat, and then the woman just
she looks at him and then jumps off.
She gets the message.
And then he throws a life jacket to her, though. He's not horrible.
Which is, I guess that's great. Sure. Twi'leks can float naturally, though. They're aliens.
They're squid people. Do they need life jackets?
No, they're semi-aquatic. I think they're fine.
So Roman jumps off the top of the yacht balcony, and instead of attacking him, he gets kicked straight in the nuts by Batman. Giant tree trunk legs. And then Batman tackles him through a wall into a bowling alley that's on the yacht, and then proceeds to beat the shit out of him with a bowling ball.
Yeah, it's pretty insane.
How is he not dead?
And then they smash through another floor, and Batman beats the shit out of him even more. And then Roman wraps a wire around his neck, and then Batman's like, I'm going to take my ears and rotate them down into stabby spikes.
And then stabs, yeah.
It's fucking insane.
He stabs them into the eyes of the mask, right?
Yeah.
And
again,
how does he survive?
I can't stress this enough. The length of the ears versus the length of the ears that are outside of his skull, it's impossible that man is alive.
There's no way.
Apparently, he's just blinded because he's talking 2 seconds later. He's like, "You fucking lunatic! You'll lose everything, everyone you love. I promise you. I have no idea what you've started." And Batman just chucks him into the water with a life preserver around his neck.
Yeah, because we don't kill. Remember, that's important.
We don't kill, but we will stab people through the eyeballs into their brains. Presumably, he's fine. Anyway, Batman blows up the boat, and that had all the data servers, or the server bank is on the boat, and he blows it up, and then all the monetary amounts go down to zero. Instead of $1 million to kill Martha Wayne, it's $0.
If I could, one complaint, I guess, about Roman, you don't need the servers on a boat. It doesn't make any sense. You could easily just route through a computer to other
Well, yeah, I understand that, but like maybe
why do you need to house private servers on a yacht? It doesn't make any sense. It's bad design. It's not secure. It doesn't make any sense.
Hubris.
Yeah, maybe.
Batman can't get him out in the water. It'd be crazy.
It's true. I mean, he'd need the help of Oz and Wayland to do that.
His arm is
Isn't
broken.
it more secure making it mobile?
But it's floating on a yacht. Like anything could happen, and then you're done with servers.
I think the idea that they don't have backup servers somewhere is ridiculous. And
Well,
when
that's
he
what I
blows
mean
up the
more.
yacht-
Like, it should be distributed at least. Like you
when he
should have
blows up the yacht,
backups.
I don't
Yeah.
understand why the amounts didn't just be like, yeah, it's still $1 million to kill Martha. Like, we got backup servers. Do you think this is the only servers we have?
It'd be funny if he sank the yacht and they're like, actually, we use Amazon Web Services for our
Yeah, it's insane.
cloud servers, so this is fine. There's no problem.
How much do you guys love or dislike the bat tidbits of knowledge throughout the thing? Like, bats live long lives. Bats are scary. Like
Don't. I'm not really a bat fan.
Didn't really
You're
notice
a
him, to
bad
be
fan?
honest.
Yeah. Could
At any
shake it or
rate,
leave it.
so he sinks to the bottom of the water, and he eventually sinks down to a waiting dump truck that is driven by Alfred, and Alfred pulls him out of the water and goes, "All right, kid, I'm sticking around, so are you. Now let's get you patched up." And that's a classic Alfred move.
Alfred, yeah.
Stitching up Batman after he's
Also,
been
another
destroyed.
ultimate universe, absolute universe question. Why is everything else the same? Like, why does Absolute Earth not have banthas on it or something? Like, why does it just have the same animals we have? It's a different universe. Why is everything the same except for
So you're
superhero
wanting
origins?
Earth to look more like an alien planet?
Well, I just mean if it's a different universe, why is everything the same except for superhero origins? Is
I
the
don't think
Darkseid's plan
evolution
specifically to
changed.
have an identical
I think it's
universe?
the change isn't that like Earth is somehow a different place. It's just that Earth is like the whole universe is based not on hope like Superman, like they were saying, and more like on the
But
dark
so the
side of things.
the only thing Darkseid's focused on is changing these superhero origins.
Or just
Maybe.
that they don't exist in the same way.
Okay.
The moral
That's fine.
center of
I mean,
the
if that's the
universe
plan,
is
that's fine.
shifted.
Yeah.
Oh, is the epilogue, is Joker growing those, did you say twice,
Is that what that is?
people off of his body?
I didn't
mean, it's
understand
very
that.
It's very body horror. There's multiple faces coming off of his body.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know what those are. The next arc goes heavy into
It's very
body
Akira.
horror stuff, but
Yeah.
like the
It's very
freeze and then
Akira,
into
yeah.
Arc M. Well, Bane
The freeze
is-
episode or issues I loved. That was great.
Yeah, but the Arc M stuff goes heavy into body horror, and Bane is basically like an Akira. Like when he venoms up, he becomes like a Tetsuo fucked
Monster.
up muscle monster thing.
Again, like, okay, I'm all right. I'm listening.
All right, but so should we wrap up kind of this?
Yeah, that's
Let's wrap it up.
that's the
We'll
end.
wrap it up.
That's the end.
The end here. Shall we go to recommend? Or wait a minute. Do you guys hear
What's that?
a little? Does this pass the Bechdel test?
Bechdel test.
Bechdel test. The Bechdel test. Does this pass the Bechdel test? The answer is probably no. This one can't, right? There's no
It
way.
does, though.
How could it possibly?
It doesn't.
There's no way this could.
I really like to fuck with you. That being said, the last one definitely did, and you fought us on it so hard.
Okay, but this one doesn't, right? But I
But
feel,
it doesn't. It doesn't.
I feel
doesn't.
like the tenor of this comic book is even if it had a scene of two women talking, it should still fail the Bechdel test, just because of how.
There's not a single.
hyper
I don't think there's a single scene
masculine
of two
this
women
comic
speaking
is.
to each other in this entire 6-issue arc.
Yeah. I
And if
can't
there
think
is, I missed it because it was an eye blink or something.
Yeah. All right.
It definitely
Okay.
That
passed
being
the
said,
Snyder's
Absolute
use scale.
Superman definitely passes.
Okay, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about Absolute Batman. All right, let's go to recommendations. I'll go first.
Whoa. Slow it down, Al. Patrick brought something up that we need to discuss. You just steamrolled right over it.
What do we need to discuss?
I was just gonna say Batman is on the
Snyder's
on the
scale.
No, he doesn't have the definite. He's just bulk. He's no definition.
Well, are you kidding?
Only bulk.
Have you seen
He's a
him shirtless?
5. He's a 5, maybe 6.
No, he is a giant. He's definitely on there.
I think he might be the only human being that's even close to the actual size of Snyder's Zeus.
Right.
Well, size-wise, he's there, but again, it's just I don't know if the definition is that bulk-wise.
Oh my
he's
god, you're out of
definitely
your
there,
mind.
No, he's on this.
I
He's
mean,
for
even
sure
the
on
penguin is on the scale in this book.
Well, the Riddler register is on this one for sure.
Yeah, he's definitely a 5. You're right. Maybe he's not cut from marble.
Yeah, but he's
on the scale.
He's sniffing the atmosphere.
He's a big boy.
Yeah, he's a big boy.
Okay, now
Anyway.
recommendations, and I'll go first.
recommendations.
I don't recommend it. I don't really have anything else to say beyond what we said. This wasn't for me, and I wouldn't recommend it to anybody.
Yeah.
That's
It
my
was
take.
fun enough. It was fun enough. It was a quick read. I enjoyed the art and some of the action choreography. But yeah, I don't think I'd go out of my way to recommend this to anybody.
Yeah, that Patrick, you and I kind of agree on the last two of these with Superman and Batman. I'm the same way. Like, it's hard to say yes or no because it's such a weird book. Like the absolute universe in and of itself is such an odd idea that I'm like, well, I wouldn't say read it because it's so bizarre and not Batman. It's not bad. I enjoyed the 6-issue story arc. It's fun. It's a good run. But like, would I go like, hey, you should read this? If you like Batman, you should read this. It's a weird, like, I wouldn't say that. You know what I mean? Like, it's with the being an absolute book, it makes it so hard to answer yes or no, I guess is what I'm saying. Yeah, fuck.
I mean, it's something that I think I would have really again, I said it at the beginning of the episode, but like if I had read this when I was 18, I think I would have been
I would have been like,
into
fuck
it
yeah,
than
this is so weird and
as a
cool and
40-year-old.
new and different. Yeah,
Yeah,
but for me,
that's
I'm just
fair. Maybe as like a younger adult, I would.
Or just in the idea of like, do you want a cool Elseworlds version of Batman? Sure. But like, would I go like, hey, if you like Batman, read this? No, I wouldn't say that. You know, like kind of thing. Like it's because it's not normal Batman, so it's like hard to say.
There is something that can be frustrating with mainstream Batman with how ethical he is. Like sometimes you do want him to,
like chop someone's hand
Joker's
off.
arm. Like, like sometimes you do want to see that, but this is a little bit over the top.
Yeah,
I think it's all right. So removing the fact that it's absolute versus normal universe and just it's a comic book. I would say I recommend it only because it's just fun and weird and crazy. Like it's kind of fun to read.
All right,
I had a fun time reading it.
So
that's what I would say. I would say yes, only in the sense of like it's a fun comic.
Okay, so we've got a no, yes, and a maybe.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, Pat, you're okay.
Two no's and a yes.
2 no's and a yes. 2 no's and a yes.
There we go.
All right.
Well, I think we did it. I think we did it, boys.
We did.
I think we
did the
won.
comics.
I think we won comics for the week.
Mm-hmm. Good journey, everybody. Good journey, Couchers.
Good journey. Good journey.
There it is.
I don't know why I repeated Patrick's good journey. That's not my move.
Never do that again.
Anyway, goodbye.
Like that will
Never
be the
steal my
last
outro.
time.
Goodbye.
That'll be the last time you do that.
Goodbye.